So Chappell Roan is being canceled once again. It's like every other week we are hearing about Chappell Roan being rude to paparazzi, being rude to fans, but I'm not going to let them smear my goat, right? The girl from Fortnite, as she is accused of making a child fan cry, who happened to be the daughter of a very famous professional soccer or football player, depending on where you're from, by the name of Jorginho. Now, I don't know much about soccer, so I might have butchered that name completely. But then the post went pretty viral, getting millions of views, to the point where the mayor of Rio de Janeiro actually banned Chappell Roan from an upcoming event, to the point where Chappell Roan had to actually post a video giving her side of the story because people were making fake posts talking for her and then trying to claim like it was deleted and whatnot, spreading misinformation and whatnot. Now, Jorginho ended up putting out these allegations onto his public Instagram. They are still up right now, but they are on his story, so they may delete very soon, saying, "I went through a very upsetting situation with my family earlier today. My wife, Kat Cavelli, is in Sao Paulo for Lollapalooza BR, Brazil. This morning, my daughter woke up incredibly excited. She even made a sign because she was so happy to see an artist she really admires or used to admire, Chappell Roan," and there's a picture included. By coincidence, they're staying at the same hotel as this artist. During breakfast, the artist walked past their table. My daughter, like any child, recognized her, got excited, and just wanted to make sure it was really her. The worst part is she didn't even approach her. She simply walked past the singer's table, looked to confirm it was her, smiled, and went back to sit with her mom. She didn't say anything. She didn't ask for anything. What happened next was completely disproportionate. A large security guard came over to the table while they were still having breakfast and began speaking in an extremely aggressive manner to both my wife and my daughter, saying that she shouldn't allow my daughter to disrespect or harass other people. Honestly, I don't know at what point simply walking past a table and looking to see if someone is there can be considered harassment. He even said he would file a complaint against him with the hotel. While my 11-year-old daughter was sitting there in tears, my daughter was extremely shaken and cried a lot. I've lived with my football and public exposure and well-known people for many years, and I understand very well what respect and boundaries are. What happened there was not that. It was just a child admiring someone. It's sad to see this kind of treatment coming from those who should understand the importance of fans. At the end of the day, they're the ones who build all of this. I sincerely hope this serves as a moment of reflection. No one should have to go through this, especially not a child. At Chappell Roan, without your fans, you would be nothing, and to the fans, she does not deserve your affection. And we have Chappell Roan's page, and then a sign of the kid holding up a hot to go, "I'm watching Chappell Roan" sign. Now, Pop Bass on Twitter is one of the first people to break this story, already reaching 52 million views, right? So like if this chick's career wasn't over, it's over. Sorry, Chappell Roan, my goat. Now, this account by the name of Data Football ended up reposting Jorginho's post, and then Eduardo Cavaliere, who is the mayor of Rio de Janeiro, said, "I mean that as long as I'm in charge of our city, this young lady Chappell Roan will never perform at Todo Mundo no Rio. I doubt that Shakira would do that. By the way, Frello Jorginho, or little one, is already the guest of honor from the organization in May." So yeah, to literally get banned from a whole country's pretty popular event says a lot. But again, we're already kind of going off the side of just, this football player's point of view of what happened during this event, until of course Chappell Roan would put out her own statement. But before we get to Chappell Roan's real statement, accounts like this one, Zoomy Zoom, have started sharing this fake post, right? 7 million views. This is a fake message. Chappell Roan did not post this. Every single screenshot of this post from her story all have this exact same timestamp of 4 seconds ago because it's not real. This is the only one of it that someone created, saying, "I've seen the backlash and I have been receiving a lot of messages about the situation. I want to start by saying that I have always been very clear about my boundaries when I'm on stage performing in drag at a work event or doing press. I am working. Outside of that, I am not in work mode. I am a person and I'm allowed to exist privately privately. I just woke up. I deserve my space, especially in moments like breakfast. I don't play about my breakfast. This does not take away from the gratitude and love I have for my supporters. I appreciate the people who respect boundaries and understand the admiration does not equal success. Respectfully, please understand that boundaries are not personal, they are necessary. Again, this is fake. This was never posted on her story. This has only been posted on Twitter. Again, it sounds dumb because I have a Chappell Roan shirt on. I kind of bought this as a meme, and it just so happens to be that she's now getting canceled like every other week. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of irony. But this is not a post, right? I'm not glazing Chappell Roan over here. This is fake. And this is an example of how misinformation works, right? Again, this is already a very controversial character who has been involved in other controversies involving like telling off paparazzi and apparently being rude to fans who it ends up coming out they were a little rude to her first. Either way, this is not a real post. Chappell Roan had to come out with her own video statement to give her side of the situation, as she has put out an Instagram story giving her side of the situation about an hour ago.
I'm just going to tell my half of the story of what happened today with a mother and child who were involved with a security guard who is not my personal security. I didn't even see a woman and a child. Like, no one came up to me. No one bothered me. Like, I was just sitting at breakfast in my hotel. I think these people were staying at the hotel as well. So the fact that, like, a security guard I did not ask the security guard to go up and talk to this mother and child. They did not come up to me. They weren't doing anything. It's unfair for security to just assume someone doesn't have good intentions when they have no reason to believe because there's no action even taken. Like, I do not hate people who are fans of my music. I do not hate children. Like, that is crazy. I'm sorry to the mother and child that someone was assuming something, that you would do something, and that if you felt uncomfortable, that makes me really sad. You did not deserve that.
And that's about it for the Chappell Roan saga, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you watching the video as always. I do want to know your thoughts on this whole thing if you've made it this far. This is one of those situations where it's like the boy who cried wolf, but it's like in reverse, right? Where everyone always hears these stories about Chappell Roan, so they kind of just assume anything else they hear, which to me is just kind of annoying, is just kind of obnoxious. Again, I'm not the hugest fan of her. Yeah, I have the shirt. I get it. Yeah. I have the Fortnite skin. Yeah. But like, I'm never gonna go to her concert or anything like that, right? I'm not gonna buy any like official merchandise or anything like that. But I do think it's fair to give this chick a fair shake and like understand that, yeah, the story of a kid and a wife and rich people are probably not going to be the most accurate thing ever, right? Accusing this chick of having like a crazy bodyguard and sending her bodyguard off to go yell at kids is like kind of crazy. It's kind of a huge thing to just share on the internet for millions and millions of people to see, as well as fake screenshots, like things that she never said, including like the story and whatnot. Also, I think it's just crazy. The one time, it's always that situation where it's like the one time the cameras were not involved, it's apparently this huge he said, she said thing, right? Like, people record everything. People record Chappell Roan when she's just walking in the airport with a hoodie on, you know, walking around like this, and people are recording it. But the one time she's like berating a kid, her bodyguard is like over here body slamming an RKO and a child, you know, there's no cameras, there's no evidence or proof of anything except his word against hers. I do think it's fair to hear both sides of the story, and I guess we'll have to see if there's going to be an update from Jorginho, if he's going to like elaborate on what happened, or maybe the wife will, or maybe the kid will. Who knows? Everybody's a content creator these days, including me. So if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.